Hi everyone, I'm Kathy Dawson. Welcome to Can You Relate, Cleveland and Northeast Ohio's relationship show. We have another full show for you today where we're going to be answering lots of questions. Our relationship roundup group is going to be asking the question and answering, when is it okay to discipline your friend's child? We're also going to talk about, do you trust your partner, or do you think your partner is going to be unfaithful? Also, if you're going into menopause or perimenopause, what kinds of foods should you eat that will enhance your relationships? But first, we're going to talk about your relationship with your hair. And some of the things you put on your hair, are those things making you sick? So let's get started. We all know that how our hair looks can either give us a good day or a bad day. But are there some things that we possibly could be putting on our hair that might be making us sick? We have Linda Mihalicek back. Welcome back to the show.
Thanks so much.
You're with Dolce Organic Salon.
Correct.
And we're going to be talking about what is it possibly we're doing to look good but might be making ourselves sick. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, a lot of people are putting chemicals on their hair that could cause a lot of toxic problems with their bodies, and coloring. The Carrageenan that we have been, or the Brazilian blowout that we've been hearing on the news lately. And what we've been finding out is that people are getting sick because there's formaldehyde in it.
Okay, this freaks me out. How many people know that these processes they're doing to themselves has formaldehyde? Isn't formaldehyde what we put in our body when we're dead?
Exactly. When we and then we're doing this to our hair and breathing this in, and it's like, why would you even want to breathe something in like this? People are getting deathly sick from it, being hospitalized. And if you have to put something over your nose, why would you even want a treatment in a salon like that?
Now I have a question. It's bad for the person who's getting the treatment, right?
Correct.
But how about those people that are working in the salon day in and day out and being exposed to this? Now how about the person who's not getting the treatment? They're just coming in to get a haircut and a blow dry. Are they getting affected by it?
Well, the problem is that when a client is getting a Brazilian treatment in a salon and that has formaldehyde in it, the stylist, the client, and the people in the vicinity that are breathing this in are also breathing in the toxic fumes, such as formaldehyde.
Oh boy.
So which can cause women to have irritation in their throat.
Okay.
And if you have asthma, that's not good for you as well.
So what do we do about it?
Well, the lady that actually got deathly sick from this hired a chemist, and she wanted to find a product to give herself the same treatment but without the harmful chemicals.
Right.
So that's how Carrageenan became invented.
And we have somebody here, a photo of someone who wanted to get their hair straightened with this treatment you're talking about. So here's a picture of the woman before she had the treatment, and we're so fortunate to have her here. Her name is Anne Marie Cunningham. Anne Marie, welcome to the show. Show us what your hair looks like. Show the camera, if you would, from, you're going to have your head go toward us. And now see the hair? Much different. It's poker straight almost.
Well, the difference is, you know, ladies like Anne-Marie, they have curly, frizzy, unmanageable hair. They wanted to find something that was going to give their hair a lot of shine, a lot easier to do, and I think it takes you a lot less time to do your hair right now.
Definitely.
It looks beautiful. How do you feel about it?
I'm very happy with it.
It's really, look how shiny your hair is, especially under these lights. Wonderful. And you're not breathing any chemicals.
Right.
Fabulous.
Yes, yes.
All right.
So,
now, I know you have an offer to give our viewers. This is very exciting.
I do. And anyone out there that has frizzy, unmanageable hair that wants to get rid of it, we are offering your viewers $50 off for the Carrageenan treatment in our salon from now to the end of June.
That's a huge discount and very generous on your part. Thank you
my
so
pleasure.
much. Thank you for getting the message out.
Thanks.
So if you would like to have your hair straightened, get the curl, the frizz out, you can give Linda a call at 440-238-5514. This is Dolce Organic Salon, or go to the website at dolceorganicsalon.com. Stay tuned because we've got Rate Your Relationship coming up after Relationship Roundup.
Up next, your friend's baby is being a bit of a brat. Should you demonstrate how to discipline? Our Relationship Roundup takes a time out for this topic. And later in the show, do buyers need to beware? Do sellers have to settle? We'll share rules of realtors that may reduce your risk.
For those who struggle with drug and alcohol addiction, finding the courage to change is the first step to lasting recovery. Discover life in recovery. Discover Glen Bay.
Glen Bay, nationally recognized drug and alcohol treatment for adults. Discover more at glenbay.com.
We're back. This is the Relationship Roundup segment. This is where I get to ask, how fun is this? I get to ask my friends to come on the show, sit on the couch, and we get to talk about relationships. So first I want to introduce you to the three women today.
I'm Patrice Blakemore, Blakemore Coaching. I have 3 children. I have 3 sons that are 9, 7, and 5 months old.
You're busy.
Yes, I am.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yes?
I'm Barbara Rose, longtime friend. I live in Cleveland Heights, married 39 years, and I have 2 daughters, 28 and 25.
Welcome back. Look at that color.
Thank you.
Love that color.
Thanks.
Yes, Laura.
Hi, Laura Murata. I'm a realtor, live in Cleveland Heights. I'm married and I have 3 children, 3 daughters, 7, 10, and 13 years old.
Okay, great. Here's the question. Brace yourselves. You ready?
We're ready.
When, if at all, do you think it's okay to discipline a friend's child?
It's always okay.
Okay, that's okay. We're done with this segment. That's it.
See you next week. Not if you want the relationship to continue with the friend. I mean, I know where you're coming from. I think we are born with an immunity to our own children. They don't really irritate us like other people's children do.
You haven't met mine.
But
I do it all the time. And oddly enough, I still have friends. Maybe. Maybe. No, I do it all the time, and I feel like kids have to know what's appropriate, especially if they're in my home. They have to know what's appropriate in my home. What the rules that I have in my home may not be the same rules that my friends have, and vice versa. And that's fine. I have no problems if my children are out of line. I have no problems with people correcting them, because how else are they going to learn? So, yeah, I do that.
Now, here's the thing, though. So it's in your home, but what if the parent of the child is also in your home?
correct.
I correct them.
You still correct the child?
The kid or the parent?
Do you
Both. No, they're the kid.
Even though the parent might be in earshot?
Absolutely, because then they know, oh, we can't do that at her house.
Okay.
And most of the time they'll say, no, what did she say? We can't do that. And we have an understanding. If we're over at their house and they're not behaving appropriately, or even if we're out and I don't see something, or sometimes I see it, they'll still, we do it. We raise the children together.
Wow, it's a village thing.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, what do you guys think?
I haven't had little kids in a long time.
Yeah.
But I think that a lot of people don't even discipline their own children because they want so much to be friends with their kids, or they're afraid they're going to lose their children, or something. And you know, whatever happened to the old-fashioned time out, which I think is a great thing to do with anybody's
I thought you were going to say
children.
spanking. That's old-fashioned.
No, that's,
well, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
even I'm not old enough for that one.
How about you, Laura?
Well, I mean, I use consequences with my children. I definitely have boundaries with my kids, and they know what's expected of them. But I do feel like it's difficult to discipline other people's children. I think the resentment from the parent, it ends up becoming an issue, and perhaps
that is so
you just need to maybe go the other way and, and spend time.
Let's be
let
real.
me tell you what's difficult for me. Keeping my mouth shut.
Okay.
That would be difficult for me.
Okay, but it works great on the couch here. I gotta tell you. But now let's pretend that it's your kid who's messing up, and you hear another parent scolding your kid. Now let's be real. Isn't there a little piece of you that's going, "That's my kid. What are you doing?"
I agree that if they've done something wrong, I understand again, and I can see where, especially in someone's house, they have the right to do that. What I have trouble with is that I don't know that they are going to discipline my child the way I would. And so I need, for me, I just want a consistency in what I'm doing. So I prefer, and I am a discipliner, so just let me handle it.
I got news for you. We're going to have a part 2 of this.
Yeah.
Because we could go on and on and on about this. If you have an opinion, and I have to believe that you do, please let us know what it is by sending us a message on Facebook or tweeting us. So stay tuned. We've got Rate Your Relationship coming up next.
You're the one and only. Only you're unsure if your one is only yours. How much do you trust your mate to be faithful? Do you ever? Check his or her Facebook account. Scroll through past calls on his or her cell phone. Check the history on his or her computer. Open your mate's emails or snail mail. You can trust Coach Kathy will help you answer in good faith.
If you answered yes to any of these questions, obviously you have suspicions about your partner. The important thing is, if the worst is happening and your partner is having an affair, the affair is a symptom of something deeper in the relationship. So rather than focusing on the affair, I recommend that you get professional help and you really look at what's behind the affair. That's the best way that you can heal and grow in your relationship. So if you know someone who would like to take the survey, they can do so by going to CanYouRelateTV.com. Stay tuned, we have more of Can You Relate coming up.
Just ahead, Home on the Market. We'll share tips to help you and your habitat move on in just a moment.
Hi, I'm Alex with Northeast Factory Direct with even more reasons to come to our warehouse. No fancy showroom, truckloads of mattresses, furniture, hot tubs, and kitchen cabinets. All the quality, half the price. It's all here at Northeast Factory Direct.
Cuyahoga Community College is a national leader in healthcare education. We have over 20 healthcare programs that lead to associate degrees. Registered nursing, we have physician assistant, we have dental hygiene, sonography, pharmacy tech, EMT. Tri-C graduates, they're saving lives every day in our community. Start your career in healthcare at Cuyahoga Community College. Tri-C, where futures begin.
Okay, you bought your home, you love it, you fixed it up, all of a sudden you find out you have a new job, so now you have to move. And you have to do some things to make this home even more valuable. So maybe you're fixing up a kitchen or a bathroom or adding a porch. But how do you recoup the money that you've put into this in a short amount of time? I'm so happy to have Eileen McKeon back from Howard Hanna Real Estate Services. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
So this is called a short sale.
Yeah, a short sale is the situation when a seller sells their home and they owe more on it than what the house is worth. In the last, 5 years ago, we didn't ever talk about short sales. We didn't know what they were. Probably in the last, 3 to 4 years with the mortgage meltdown and the way the market has dropped, this is a very prevalent scenario for a seller. So basically, the market value in Northeast Ohio, we have some areas that haven't been affected as much as others. There are some markets that are 10% of sales or short sales. Some markets have 40% that are selling by short sale.
Okay.
So the short sale, if the house sells for $200,000 and the seller owes $250,000, there's a $50,000 difference.
Right. Ouch.
And, so that's what a short sale is.
And does that difference sometimes have to do with just the basic comps in the area, or does it have to do with the fact that they've put a bunch of money into this house?
It's a combination. We sort of treated our house like a piggy bank for a number of years. And as things expanded and everybody was taking second mortgages and investing and improving their homes, some were also paying off credit card debt, some were paying for weddings and colleges, doing whatever with the home equity money. And then the market dropped, and so they owe the money, but the value is not there.
I'm telling you, that home equity loan is so seductive, because it's so easy to take the money out, but you forget that you're pulling the value off of the house, and one day you're going to have to pay that back.
Right.
So what do you do to help people in this situation?
Every situation is different, and we definitely advise people consult attorneys, tax attorneys. There's definite consequences that come from selling by short sale. Years ago, it was unheard of, and now today, like I said, it's a much more common practice. We are equipped, thankfully. Banks are finally getting into the groove and working with companies and realtors and accepting the short sale. So what we start with, meeting with the client and being very open and honest about what do you owe, what do you think the market can provide, and setting them on the course of, there's sort of a process of how to go about listing the short sale, getting an offer, and then processing it through. We have a title and escrow company that handles all the legal and dealing with the bank and negotiating that, and getting them closed. So, you know, there's not a lot, there's always surprises, but we kind of have figured it out. We've been doing them now for several years, and it's helping. And from a buyer's perspective, buyers are getting some great, there's some great opportunities. Yeah. It can take 60 to 90 to 120 days to close them, so the buyer needs to be patient. They can't have a timeline that they need to be in the house, because sometimes it just takes that long to process it. But
this is one of those situations when Mike was on the last time, we were talking about kind of you're a pseudo-therapist, because these people bought the house, all intentions of making money on it. It's out of their control that the market did what it did, and they have to, I believe, be grieving their investment.
Yeah, it's a very, very difficult situations that some people are in.
And so how do you handle the emotional side?
Well, you know, you do your
Kleenex,
best there,
right?
but I think that it's an option for people, so they don't have to feel trapped in this house, and you know, to sort of face the truth and know that the banks are working with short sales. So just got to get the house on the market and priced for what today's buyer will pay for it.
Just get it done without losing your shirt completely.
Right,
I'm guessing.
Well, that happens too.
Or maybe that does also happen.
But to know that it's an option, and you can sell that way.
Well, I want everybody to know that you have sold 2 homes or one. Wait, we did 2 transactions together, and they were emotional ones. I remember you cry. I won't go into the gory details, but I felt in good hands when I was with you. And so if you're in a position where you feel like you really need to move your house, you're going to want to give Eileen a call. And the number to call is 216-233-6726. Eileen's website is themccanngroup.com. Again, it's Howard Hanna Real Estate Services. Thank you, as always, great information.
Thank you.
Stay tuned, because we've got our next segment coming right up.
Next, she was hurt and in the hospital. What she heard while being helped headed her in a new direction. Then, Coach Kathy has help for how to add health to your daily dinner.
One of the most important ingredients to romance is privacy. Distractions such as loud noises or interruptions can really kill a romantic mood. Your children, as much as you love them, can sometimes create those kinds of distractions. Teaching your kids that their parents need private time is a wonderful way for your children to learn about and respect personal space and boundaries. One of the best ways I know to help your smaller children learn the importance of privacy for you and your mate is to allow them to decorate a Do Not Disturb sign for your bedroom door. Take your kids shopping and let them pick out the craft materials to make this sign. It gives them a hands-on understanding of what privacy really means, and it gives you and your mate time alone. It's a win-win for everyone.
Everybody wins when you decide to donate your ride to Our Lady of the Wayside.
Our Lady of the Wayside is so much more than a car donation program. For over 40 years, we've helped thousands of physically and mentally challenged citizens live more comfortable lives within our network of homes. Our services range from assisting with personal care to developing productive personal growth. With your generous support and help, we can reach out to so many more. Y'all can help. Visit wayside.org or stop in to see us today. You can change lives.
You've known your doctor for years. Do you have mutual respect? Is there an even footing? This is the question we're going to deal with today. I'm so delighted to introduce you to Mary Sheehan. Welcome to the show. You are a pharmacist, and you have been for 20 years.
Yes.
And you have a completely different way of looking at, in a way, of a patient-doctor relationship, and I would just want you to talk about it. What do you do when you've known a doctor for years, but all of a sudden you go into a doctor appointment and your gut is telling you something different?
Well, I think, first of all, it's really important to be prepared when you go in to your doctor, and you need to know what kind of care you want. Let's even go back to before you even choose a doctor.
Okay.
You know, what kind of care do you want? What's really important to you insofar as health care? and choose that way, and then be prepared when you go in. Are you somebody that likes to have a list of questions, and you need that for security? You want that list, right? So have a question up front. You know, I'm a list kind of gal, and maybe if you're under time constraints, because they are, can we do some emailing or something like that? Be creative, use of technology. Why not, right?
Wait, will a doctor really answer an email?
Why not? I mean, think about it. They've got time constraints. We have to start, I think we as healthcare providers really need to get more about service and care at a different level.
Okay.
And reaching to the patients, meeting them where they are, really.
Well, that'd be great.
Yeah, so why not open the door for that?
Okay.
And then say if you're somebody who is going in for a procedure that you're really nervous about and you want to discuss with your physician, well, I would really be more comfortable if someone was in there with me.
Me too, because I can't hear what he's saying if it's something serious.
A lot of people can't.
Right.
Because we kind of were in that very overwhelmed kind of stress state when we are. And it's hard, right? Fear, and it's hard to advocate for yourself when you're in that stress state.
Absolutely.
It's hard to even think clearly when you're in that stress state, so it's nice to have somebody there, and if that can be accommodated, great. And you have to be really strong about what feels good to you for your care and say, this is what I want.
Now, there are people who are in the age group of 50 and over maybe who are watching, and back in the day, you didn't question the doctor.
Right.
Okay, but I think what I hear you saying is that we need to question, not in a mean way, but...
No, there's a difference between asking questions and questioning.
Okay.
So what I tell people who are confused, like when they bring their prescriptions, is ask the question. That's a whole different energy, isn't it, than if I'm questioning you.
Interrogating it.
You're right. You just want to have the information for yourself, because information is power.
Right.
Right? And information in and of itself doesn't mean a whole lot unless you're doing something with it.
Right.
And I think things are really changing now, and people are wanting to have the information and wanting to be their own advocates. I mean, look at the wellness movement.
I know.
And all the options.
I know.
Right? And the information that we have, and the internet. You know, it's a whole new
Oh, it
ballgame
is.
out there. People they come in, they've already Googled you, and
Yes.
they've Googled their disease,
Yes.
and they have
So what happens
some
if a
information.
doctor says, all right, you need an MRI, and you're thinking, why? I mean, what do you do with that?
Or you're not comfortable with
Right,
something that's
feels
suggested.
uncomfortable.
I think with that, if you're uncomfortable, is it because you need more information? If that's the case, go in and get it. Why do I need this? How is it going to benefit me? What are the risks? And what are the potential benefits? And are there any alternatives? And that really goes for any healthcare encounter.
Right.
Like by the time someone brings me their piece of paper from the doctor, I would hope they would know what they're going to be taking that medication for.
Interesting.
And then at that point, you've got me there, the pharmacist, who loves to talk to you. You know, how should I take it? With food, without food? What are the potential side effects?
So you are somebody who a person wants to have on the other side of the counter, because you're also looking out for them, it sounds like.
It is, and it's my responsibility, and I took an oath to do that as a pharmacist, to advocate for them, and I think we need to do that. We need to take the time to simplify things. I can't tell you how many people are so overwhelmed when they get a diagnosis they never saw coming. I mean, and that's not the time to like barrage them with information, but it's just this time to say, hey, I'm going to be here for you. You call me anytime.
Clearly, this is a passion for you. This
Yes.
is your life's work. And we're
It really is.
thrilled that you're on, and you're going to be coming on a regular basis.
Yay.
So if you're in a situation where you need questions answered, you need an advocate, Mary is the person to call. The number is 330-592-5793. Your company is called Good Medicine, and the website is goodmedicinepharmacist.com. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you so much.
Stay tuned, because we've got Ask Coach Kathy coming up next.
Coming up, she wants to put health and wellness on her family menu. Kathy has just the recipe. And next week, looking good. How makeup can reveal the real you. Next week on Can You Relate with Kathy Dawson.
Craig and Mark Lindell and Grange Insurance understand that life is a series of brushstrokes, large and small. Moments from the everyday to the extraordinary. As you move through your world, let Grange Insurance and Lindell Insurance put the finishing touches on an insurance plan to meet your needs. Having Lindell Insurance and Grange handle your insurance while you stay in the moment. Now that's a stroke of genius.
This is the Ask Coach Kathy segment. This is where you get the chance to write a question into me and I will answer it on the air. This is this week's question. Kathy, I think I'm starting menopause and it's having a negative effect on my relationship with my husband. I'm not sleeping well and I'm crabby a lot. I've heard that certain foods can help with menopausal symptoms. Is this true? This question I have actually asked Vicki Philippi to come in and answer for you. Vicki, you're passionate about food. You're a fabulous cook, and you're passionate about nutrition. So here, this viewer is entering in menopause or perimenopause. What kind of food? Is it true that food can affect that?
Sure. Foods are very important in our diet. What the key is what kind of foods can she cook? She needs to cook.
Right.
It's important to stay away from prepared foods and fast foods.
So those chemicals or preservatives can trigger symptoms in menopause?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. And what she really wants to do is incorporate foods that are high in fiber, high in protein. I would say something like beans. I consider beans like a superfood. They're high in protein, they're high in fiber, and they're also low in fat. They're very good for you, good for your body.
Okay.
Keeping everything in balance, keeping your blood sugar in balance, which also will help ease some of those symptoms.
And you have a list of foods that you recommend you buy organically.
Organic, right. I know a lot of people can't afford to buy everything organic, but we have a list of things, such as like apples, cherries, strawberries, things that are thinner skinned fruits, and certain vegetables that you certainly want to eat organic because the pesticides can act as toxins in your body.
So here we go again. It's those pesticides on the fruit that trigger the symptoms of menopause. It's the pesticides in the boxed processed foods that trigger menopause. Sure. So eating whole food without the pesticides is really key, is what I'm hearing you say.
Yes, and good nutrition. Good nutrition.
And eating your wonderful food, because I've had some of it.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
You can get in touch with Kathy by calling 216-932-5016 or visit kathythecoach.com.
Thank you so much for joining us for Can You Relate? Stay tuned for next week's show because Memorial Day is coming up, and you know what that means, summertime. We've got lots of ideas for fun-filled summer activities. So we'll see you next Monday on Can You Relate?
Wardrobe provided by Aurora Farms Premium Outlets. Hair and makeup courtesy of John Roberts Salon and Spa. Want to be part of the show? Interact with us at www.canyourelatetv.com. Can You Relate with Kathy Dawson is presented by CK Media Productions.